And we're back here at Supreme Court's Guntersville, Alabama. Play dates rolling on. The month of June has become huge in the AHSAA for high school basketball. I'm Drew DeArmond, ESPN 97.7 The Zone Radio, host of Talking Ball, pinch hitting for my great friend Brian Heisch, great player in his own right from Winfield, Alabama, Final Four at Mississippi State. An honor to sit in today and sit in the last few days. And we're honored once again to be joined, though, by a state championship head coach and program. Made some history last year. It was an honor to watch that over in Birmingham. It's one of my favorite pilgrimages of the year in February and into March to go to Birmingham, Alabama and see the top teams in the state of Alabama compete. They also came to our Huntsville City Classic. I'm from Huntsville. And of course, it's a huge tournament for us, and they came and competed for the first time, the Jacksonville Eagles. And Shane Morrow, the head coach, and two of his great players here, of course, John Broome and Devin Barksdale. John, of course, is a rising senior, Devin, a rising sophomore. They're going to join us today. Coach, welcome. How are you?
Good to be here. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, Coach. I know it's already been some great competition today. As we've been talking on for the last several days, the process has kind of changed in high school basketball. The end of May is a time when you have tryouts, and then you have a little bit of spring practice, and then really when the summer hits and school is out in June, you get that month to work with your players. And it's a huge one to set the culture for your team and the foundation. This will be your second season. What a first season you had at Jacksonville. But talk about the process so far with your second squad.
Well, we're a smaller school.
Right.
And it's been difficult getting them in the gym because we got a lot of guys that play football throughout the spring. Our baseball team made it to the third round of playoffs, so we're missing some of that. So we had tryouts, and we were still waiting to get some guys back. So long story short, we're excited to be into June. We've worked out a couple of times. The big thing is getting them in the weight room. Working on our deficiencies, we talked a lot the last 2 weeks about playing on 2 feet, which I thought was a deficiency of ours, and just little things like we're still trying to change the culture from where we want to be as far as what type of basketball team we want to be. Before I was here, they were more of a half-court NBA style. We're trying to get it to where we're playing baseline to baseline. We're trying to get it to where we're up and down and let it fly. We've shot a lot of threes, and we've made some, and we're still learning what's a good three and a bad three, and just everything that we're still doing is still new to these guys because I've literally not even had them a full calendar year yet. So we're still working on a lot of the little things that we want to implement in our program. Our ninth graders are here. Coach Oliver does a good job with them trying to implement the style of play, the baseline to baseline, the getting out and run. They're doing a good job with that, and so we're just hoping to build off our success from last year. We know we'll have a target on our back, but we're excited about that and this summer and just getting better with John and Devin, Cam and Caden Johnson, and the guys that we have coming back. That we feel good coming back, but we know that we're going to be a marked man this year.
Well, Coach, as you said, it's a 4A school at the Jacksonville Eagles, but it's one that's very good athletically. You talked about the football program and the baseball program. When you have multi-sport athletes like that, it's very common. How do you kind of handle that in your communication with your student athletes? Because a lot of times you'll get them in June for the whole month, but then you won't see them maybe till October or November when you guys start practicing, you're ready to crank up to the season.
Right, and that's, these two guys are basketball players, and John used to be a baseball player, Devin used to be a football player, but half our team last year played football, and so we didn't get a lot of those guys. Some of our football players last year, their first game was in the Huntsville City Classic.
Yes, sir.
During Christmas. So long story short, we have a 5th period athletic PE, and so we start even during football season. These guys, they'll shoot, and we'll do some stuff with them during PE, but we'll go ahead and start implementing some of our inbound plays and the mental aspect of it. That way, we're not chancing them getting injured, taking a bump or a bruise because they've got a football game on Friday night. But that way, they're also not behind once football does end. That they can go out there and they may not be in shape, but they can still give us minutes here or there because they know our inbound plays. They know what we're trying to do offensively, what we're trying to do defensively. So It is a little bit tougher, but a lot of people fight that problem. But this year, I think it'll be a little bit better since we've installed most of what we try to do. And so it shouldn't be as big a deal as it was last year being the first year.
And before we talk to the two outstanding young men you brought with you, leaders of your squad, tell our viewers about your team. I mean, every team is different. This team certainly is going to be. Talk about the returnees for you and the outlook of your squad right now.
Well, I mean, obviously we're returning John, Broom, Devin Barksdale, who was an integral part of our run last year. Devin came on as a freshman. To be honest with you, he started on the 9th grade team and never played for the 9th grade team, and then played one game for the JV, and I was like, he's moving up. But we'll have them back. We'll have our two twins, the brothers, the 6'4", wing guys, Cam and Caden Johnson. Ethan Duke is a big guy. We've got a lot of guys that have played a lot of basketball. Jalik Long played a lot in the second half of the season. We've got some guys that were 10th graders and 11th graders this coming year that didn't play a ton last year, but they're good athletes. They can play. Of course, we lost Kate. He's going to graduate this summer, go to Link Academy, and that'll be a little bit different. Obviously, it's hard to make up for that kind of height, that kind of player, but we return a lot of good players. I think we'll be fine. We have a tough schedule. We try to go out there and schedule some upper level competition. So I'm hoping we'll be battle tested and we'll be ready. We'll just see how it goes. Stay healthy, and I think we'll be fine.
Well, and John, to bring you in, you're going to be a rising senior. You've done a lot of things for Jacksonville Eagle basketball. You helped lead them to a state championship. How do you kind of foresee? I've asked this question all week, the last several days, but you're going to be counted on to be a leader. How do you kind of consider what is your leadership style? How do you lead?
Well, my leadership style is just be yourself, honestly. But at the end of the day, just stick to the system. But I mean, all of our guys, we all can play. So I tell them just go be yourself and don't worry about the missed shots and kind of.
And you can tell this interview, John's not a talker. He leads by example. He's always led by example. He's the kind of guy that he's
quiet assassin.
He is, and he doesn't talk a lot. Nothing wrong with that. But he's always at practice. He's always doing the right things. He's always there, and then he does the right things during the game. He's always led by example since I've been here. I've watched him in junior high all the way up. He's always led by example. He's not a vocal guy. He can be vocal at times, but I mean, I've had him all year. He's probably said 6 words to me all year. So and that's just two different styles. I mean, there's some guys that are rah-rah guys that we have on the bench. But John, everybody knows what kind of player John is, and the practice player that he is. He's always there. He's always contributing. Even when he was hurt, he was still at practice and gutting it out and doing the right thing.
And Devin, I remember the huge minutes you played in the state championship game, the big plays you made. You grew up kind of before everybody's eyes. Now your role will be bigger this year. As a sophomore, talk about how you foresee your role with this team going in to Coach Morrow's second year.
Last year, my role was just like getting spark plugs off the bench or whatever. And now this year, I got to step it up because a lot of leaders like Hugh and Kay, they left last year, and we just need somebody to keep it going. And I just got to step up and start talking a lot more. And yeah.
And John, as Coach said, you're a man of few words, but how much are you kind of looking forward to the challenge of defending the state championship, knowing you guys are going to be a team that people are going to circle? Not having Cade, though, it'll be a different kind of team, but talk about that challenge.
Challenge? I mean, I'm excited for it. We're all excited for it, but at the end of the day, we're all just really trying to get better. But I mean, we're going to defend it like we can, and we're all going to go out there and just play our game.
And Devin, talk about that. I mean, obviously you're going to have a bigger role this year, as we already talked about. It's defending a state championship. It was a thrill, I know, to make history last year, but talk about that now, the challenge of going out there and getting everyone's best shot.
I feel like it's a new year. It's like, I don't want to look at it as we're defending. I want to just, because I know it's going to be a target now, especially when we don't got Cade. People going to think we're weak, but we just got to get through that.
This coach said me one-on-one. I told him first practice in June. I said, guys, we're not defending. They're not going to take it away from us.
Right.
I said, we're the 2021-22 4A state champions. Now, what's before you is a new map. I mean, we don't have to defend anything. Now, I know what you're saying. You know, everybody, we've got the target on our back. But I said, guys, you've always going to be state champions. I said, what we've got to do is get back to the grindstone, get better, and you know, improve where we're weak, and just keep getting better. Because there is a new blue map out there that somebody's going to get in March, and hopefully it's us.
Well, and Coach, I'll use an old Coach Saban quote: "Be where your feet are." And kind of just get better this month. What do you want to see out of your squad? I mean, first of all, what's impressed you so far about it, and what do you want to see the rest of June?
Well, see, I slide over. That's an inside joke that trying to get our guys to play upside defense. You know, we've got a lot. I mean, yeah, we won the state championship, but I told the guys, I said, I still don't think we played like. I still think we've got a ways to grow. We've got a lot of room to improve on a lot of different aspects. We've been emphasizing lately just finishing, playing off 2 feet, like we talked about, and it's stuff that's just it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in the first 2 weeks of June, but hopefully by December that we're getting better. But you know, we want to see what kind of new team. How are the new guys going to play? How are the new guys going to transition in? How's the chemistry going to be with the new guys? It's the younger guys that are going to come in and play. I have been, because we played at Jack State last week, week 4. Then we played Grissom and Scottsboro on some upper level schools that have some good players, and we played well. Played Hazel Green, beat them. So I was excited about some of the things that we did, as far as playing, because we're still missing some players that are going to be with us, and some key players like the twins and stuff like that. So we're gelling. Some guys that wouldn't normally be playing if the twins were here have played a lot today, have played a lot at Jack State. So I'm excited about where we're going. I think we're figuring out how to play. I know the topic's going to be the elephant in the room. Kay's not with us anymore. I get that, but we played. I think 12 games without him last year when he got hurt, when his foot got hurt. So it's not that we're, obviously we're going to miss him. There's no beating on that. But like we played without him before, and I think the guys are realizing how good they can be without him. And we're, if we keep improving, like John said, keep getting better every day, getting in the weight room, getting stronger, getting bigger, working on our deficiencies, and improving on our good points, then I think we'll be fine.
Well, and Coach, you talked about the schedule coming up, you're challenging your team. For our viewers, talk about that schedule a little more in detail and in your area, because the area play changes every couple of years. Talk about the area coming up and in the schedule you put together.
Well, we're opening up with in Georgia with 7A state champion Norcross, yeah, in Atlanta. So, at the gate, we're going to be challenged, and another challenge will be hopefully if football goes well, we'll be without some of our players going into that game. Early on, we're challenging ourselves. Like I said, with Norcross, we have Spain Park, who was in the Final Four 7A last year.
Today.
Right, they're going to be really good. Playing Plainview, the defending 3A state champions, early in the year. So we tried to go out and find teams that were going to challenge us, to get us battle tested. For the teams that we're going to see down the road, the Escambia counties, the Westminster Christians that we're going to see hopefully in the playoffs. Our area changed a little bit. We lost Etowah and Asheville and picked up. We got Center and White Plains and Cleveland County. So Coach Hayes does a good job over at Cherokee County, so they'll be good. Coach Randall does an awesome job at White Plains. They'll always be fundamentally sound and play hard. So it'll always be a challenge. It doesn't matter about the Final Fours or regionals at Jack State if you don't get out of your area. So that's always the first goal, is to win the area championship. And last year we went undefeated in the area and then won the tournament. So that was a big goal, and we accomplished that. So I'll always be at the top of the list, because you can't win the championship if you get there. So it'll always be a challenge, because Coach Randall, Coach Hayes, those guys do a good job. And like I said, hopefully with the teams that we're playing, the Oxfords, the Carrolltons, the Norcrosses, the Plainviews of the world, it'll get us battle tested for that stretch that everybody wants to play for in February and March.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to the Jacksonville Eagles defending their 4A state championship. It was a thrill to have you guys at our Huntsville City Classic last year for the first time and see your team play. and compete and then grow. Because I had a chance to watch you guys in the regional tournament and then at state, and to peak at the right time and to win a state championship is a thrill. There's nothing like bringing back a blue trophy to your community, but we certainly are looking forward to watching the growth of this team. Continue to stay healthy the rest of June. I know you don't have all your pieces yet, but you will. So come out in late October, early November, probably closer to mid-November, I guess. We'll probably see, because football program is going to have high expectations. But we appreciate you for bringing Devin and John to see us, Coach. We appreciate the conversation, talking Jacksonville Eagles basketball. And good luck this coming season, and thank you, and continued success, and continue to enjoy competing here at Supreme Ports in Guntersville, Alabama.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you. And that's another one I forgot about. We played the Huntsville City Classic again this year. That's going to help us out a lot too.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to having y'all. And they haven't finalized the bracket. They usually take their time with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were trying to get, last time when I talked to David Sharp and Swears and Coach Stapler, they were finishing trying to get Baker.
I got you.
Yeah, we're trying to get Baker in there. So we'll see. So it should be a heck of a field, and we certainly look forward to y'all competing again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, David. Good luck to y'all.
Thank you.